Hey guys, my name is Batimio, and today I'm excited to say that Battlefield Hardline has finally received its big first patch. It's not perfect, it doesn't have everything that I was hoping was going to be added into the game, but overall, I think this is a great step in the right direction, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy the adjustments that they've made. And so the first thing that I was happy to see is that the K10 has finally gotten the kick in the nuts that it deserved. Its maximum damage is being dropped from 34 damage per bullet down to 33. And while I realize it doesn't sound like that big of a nerf, instead of requiring only 3 bullets with that 1200 RPM in close encounter combat to drop someone from 100% to 0, it's now going to require 4. Some of you might be thinking, well, that doesn't sound like that big of a nerf. With 1200 RPM, 1 extra bullet isn't really going to mean all that much. You're still going to be a powerhouse, and you absolutely are. If you're able to close the gap on your enemy, the K10 is still going to be a dominant force on the battlefield, but the real kicker and the real nerf comes with its minimum damage nerf. It is now only going to do 8 damage per bullet at 30 meters and out. This essentially means that you need to put 13 bullets into your enemy at those distances to drop them from 100% to 0. That's half the mag of the K10. I don't care how good you are at using this weapon. Dropping someone with half of your mag, especially with a crazy amount of recoil and that RPM, it's going to be quite difficult to be able to pull off one of those maneuvers. And so in essence, yes, this is still going to be an amazing close encounter weapon. It should be an amazing close encounter weapon, but it's no longer going to be that dominant must-pick SMG for the mechanic class, and stuff like the P90 and the MPX are now going to be much more appealing simply because their damage doesn't drop off as severely as the K10 does, and they have more rounds in their magazine. And so in general, I think that this is a phenomenal adjustment. Another amazing change is that the battle rifles are seeing a flat-out upgrade across the board. Instead of only doing 24 damage per bullet at long range, it's now being bumped up to 25. This basically solidifies them as being some of the most consistent weapons in Hardline. If your enemy is at any range to you, he can be up close, medium, or long range, you put 4 bullets into them, and you have the peace of mind that you're going to be able to drop them from 100% to 0. And while I never really thought these to be sniper weapons, they're not really meant for long-range combat because of the crazy amount of recoil. If you loved using these before, or if you've been a little hesitant, now is the time to use the battle rifles. They are amazing, and while I wouldn't say that they are the best weapons in the game, if you're looking for something different, this is the prime opportunity to start to try out these very powerful rifles. One adjustment that I thought was well-deserved is that the RO993 assault rifle is seeing an increase in its rounds per minute to 850. What's odd about it is that they haven't touched its damage whatsoever. This is a gun that flat out sucks, to be honest, and it really just comes down to its low damage model. You compare it to the M16A3 and the M416, you can't compete with it. I mean, maybe they just don't want the stock weapons to be competitive. They want people to upgrade and feel like they are getting a big upgrade when they get one of these new guns with their cash. But right now, even with that increase in the RPM, yes, it's a nice step in the right direction, but I still can't see this being a viable assault rifle on the battlefield. Until they increase its damage slightly, basically make it on par with the M416, it's still going to collect dust for a lot of people out there. But as for the rest of the weapon balance changes, the FMG9 is seeing a damage increase up to 25. This is awesome. It was terrible before, and this is now going to make it much more competitive. A bunch of the designated marksman rifles like the Sega and the PTR-91 are seeing a reduction in its vertical recoil. That's great. It's now going to put it on par with the other DMRs in the game. But the one thing that I know people are going to be a little pissed off about is that one of the fan favorites, the AKM, is seeing a reduction in its minimum damage down to 24. Much like the battle rifles, this is not a gun meant for sniping at a distance. It has a lot of recoil, but if you are someone who loves to use this gun, this is a flat-out nerf. It's still going to be amazing, it's still going to be competitive if you know how to reel in that recoil, and it's going to be probably just as good as the M16 and the M416, but you are going to struggle a little bit more for those long-range kills, and overall, some of you might be a little disappointed by these changes. Now you might be thinking though, okay, that sounds great. The K10 nerf, that's phenomenal. That was a much needed change. But where's the changes to the M416 and the M16A3? Clearly, these are the most dominant weapons in the battlefield right now. Everyone uses them. You get killed more by these guns than any other weapon in Hardline. Why haven't they seen any adjustments? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, Visceral, what are you thinking? These guns are flat out better than all of the other assault rifles and carbines associated with the operator class. In my eyes, all they really needed to change was have its damage drop off faster. That way, it's equal with all of the other carbines and assault rifles for the operator class. It doesn't make any sense. And so I don't understand why these two weapons skirted by or snuck by the Nerf bat. I'm crossing my fingers in the future we will see more adjustments, either the other weapons seen an upgrade so that they're on par with these two dominant weapons. But at least right now, if you love these two guns, you are going to feel right at home because they haven't seen any changes whatsoever. But probably my favorite announcement alongside this patch is that the CTE, at least for PC, is coming to Hardline next month. We haven't really gotten any more details on it. All we basically know is that they're going to be working on the netcode and hit registration when the CTE does go live. But I think this is awesome. The CTE for Battlefield 4 saved that game. It was going down the tube. Battlefield 4 was hurting, and then when DICE LA got their hands on it, the game really turned around. They have been doing a phenomenal job with that, and I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to be very similar to Hardline. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a complete flop, but it's a great step in the right direction. I think that every first-person shooter should have something like the CTE, and I'm glad it is coming to Hardline. And then lastly, if you've been holding on to your battle packs because you've noticed that they're basically useless, now is the time to cash them in because they've pretty much fixed everything associated with them. Before, you opened up a gold battle pack and you would basically get maybe an emblem, you would get a couple of XP bonuses, but in reality, dropping 40 grand for a gold battle pack just wasn't worth it whatsoever. Now, when you open up one of these bad boys, you're gonna get vouchers for different weapon attachments, you're gonna get vouchers for cool camos on your character, like the gold camo on cars and things of that nature. And so if you've been holding on to your battle packs, now is the time to cash them on in. But overall, I am really happy with these patch notes. I love the fact that the K10 is getting a kick in the face that it deserved, and I should also mention that the RPG in the back of the trunk of vehicles is being reduced from 2 to 1. That's also going to be great. Hopefully that will alleviate some problems in game modes like Hotwire. And while I feel like they could have pushed these patch notes more, I feel like they could have been more ambitious. There doesn't seem to be a lot of meat here. There doesn't seem to be a lot of meats and potatoes. In general, I'm glad that we've finally gotten a patch. It is definitely a much needed one, and it is going to be great for Battlefield Hardline. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's little update. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about these changes. Are you just as excited as I am that the K10 is getting nerfed? Do you agree with me that the M16 and the M416 probably should have seen some adjustments here and there? Let me know down below. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.